Hello and welcome back to the Logan Sargeant career mode. I do apologise that it has been quite a while actually since I've done a video on my Logan Sargeant career mode. But we are back here now for the Brazilian Grand Prix. And to start this one off, actually, we do have a secret meeting here. Obviously, continuing our secret meetings with Visa Cash App Racing Balls. And basically, straight away, I do just accept because, well, let's be real, 45 to 55 to Yuki Tsunoda obviously is not that bad, and I think it's better than what we're on right now at Williams. And but to be fair, recently we have improved and we are actually better than V-Carb, and we've actually stepped up. I think we're the 6th or 7th best team here now. As you can see here, we're actually 40% recognition. But either way, with that all being said, we are just going to go straight into it here for the Brazilian Grand Prix.
It's a Saturday showdown. Anyone fancy some hot laps around Interlagos? It's qualifying day here for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix.
And here we are now for sprint qualifying 1 here. I think it's only our second sprint race of the season here. So not many, I think it's only 3 including Qatar, which is in 2 races time, I believe. But as we come across the line, it is only going to be P8 here. So probably not good enough for us to make it into SQ2. So we are out again at the end of the session here in P13 it is here now. Obviously, 1 set of mediums here per sprint qualifying. Well, for sprint qualifying 1 and 2. Obviously on the softs there for SQ3. But as you can see there, I do have a big moment. And that's basically our lap over. And as you can see, we are now down to P16. So that is our qualifying over here for the sprint race. Albon making it into Q2 or SQ2. So good on him. But yeah, definitely a shame that we didn't make it into SQ2. Hopefully we can recover in the actual sprint race.
So it's all about speed in today's sprint. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? It's an unusual anti-clockwise race here at Interlagos, where the Sao Paulo locals are packed into the grandstands at each of the 15 corners around this classic 2.7-mile circuit. 2 very fast sections bookend the famous and highly technical Sector 2, where getting a good run out of Junsao into one of the 2 DRS zones will be key to any overtaking prospects today. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And it's Charles Leclerc in P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Norris, Russell, Hamilton, Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Oscar Piastri, Perez, Stroll, Albon, Ocon, Gasly, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Magnussen, Bottas, Sargeant, Joe, and Nico Hülkenberg rounds off the grid.
On the softs here now for a 6-lap sprint. I think everyone else was also on the softs. We've gone to 5 red lights here now. And it's lights out, and away we go. It's a tentative start here from us, from the back of the grid, actually starting from P18 here. Not losing any positions, but really not gaining any either. As we try and brake late, going into turn 1, we're looking to go round the outside of Valtteri Bottas. As we come to turn 2 here, we try and send it down the inside there, as we continue to go side by side with the kickstyle, but as he does pull ahead of us there. But we do have the battery to drain here, obviously, with it being lap 1. So now on this mini straight here, we do try and send it here on both Ricciardo and Valtteri Bottas there, actually, as we move up into P16. And as we also look to make a little move down the inside of Kevin Magnussen there, but there wasn't any room for us to do so. But now, just later that lap, we do have that opportunity again to try and send it on Kevin Magnussen here. Try and send it up his inside there, maybe a little bit of contact there with the front of his car, but we do make the move done. Well, actually, he does try and fight back here as we continue to go side by side for a little bit there, but we do manage to get that move over and done with. And nothing else happens, to be fair, during the sprint race. So it is going to be P15 here for us. So obviously not the best, but to be fair, we did start P18. So there wasn't really going to be anything good happening. Obviously, with it being a sprint race, you had to get to P8 to even score points anyway. Albon there in P12. So definitely not amazing, but honestly could be worse. And we do have the main Grand Prix anyway. So a second chance, I guess you could say. But let's just go straight into the qualifying.
It's a Saturday showdown. Anyone fancy some hot laps around Interlagos? It's qualifying day here for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix.
Now here in Q1, to be fair, this lap has felt okay. So I feel like we should be able to get into Q2 quite easily. I don't know if we're going to have to do a second lap here. But as we come towards the line here now, it is going to only be P10 there. So not as good as I thought it would be, to be fair. So we do come back out here. Obviously, as you can see there, I'm 3.5 tenths up, currently in P13. So I probably maybe would have made it anyway into Q2 even, sorry. But it does put us up into P10 there. So we do confirm an appearance into Q2 here, with Albon actually getting P7 there. So both of us making it into Q2. Actually, Perez out in Q1 there, which is quite unfortunate there for the Red Bull. But in Q2, we actually don't do well again either on our first lap. And we've come out again at the end of the session with rain starting to fall. We are actually still P9 there, so obviously no one else coming out, obviously, because rain started to fall. I'm up by 1/100th of a second here. So I do move up into P8 there, but I would have been fine either way. So just wasting tyres, I guess. I mean, it was the same set. It wasn't a new set anyway, so it's not like I was really actually wasting any of the tyres. But a shame for Albon there, moving, or actually not making it into Q3 there in P12, so definitely a shame for him. But now into Q3 here, it's not wet enough for Inters at the start of the session here. So we are on softs, with the track being a little bit damp, so obviously not ideal conditions here. And obviously you only have one lap really to try and do well, and I don't do well. As you can see there, P9, I'm actually 1 second off Hulkenberg there in P6. So yeah, definitely not going to be able to do well in qualifying there, as I do start P10 there, obviously, with a very poor lap. I was a second off Lance Stroll on P9, so definitely not great, as you can probably tell there. Mixed conditions or just wet conditions are just not for me. They're not where I shine in the slightest. So yeah, definitely a shame, but P10, we can definitely get a good result here as we go into the Grand Prix.
Welcome along then to where heroes and history are made. It's where the 2008 title was decided in the very final corner. And just 1 year later, Jenson Button stormed through from 14th on the grid to claim his one and only Drivers' Championship. It's time then for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. We're racing today then at Interlagos, a historic 2.7-mile circuit and one of the few anti-clockwise tracks on the calendar. 15 corners in total, 9 to the left and 6 to the right, with a technical middle section opening up to a flat-out Sector 3. That gives us our best passing opportunity down into Turn 1. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Sainz, Hamilton, Russell, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Stroll, Sargeant, Ricciardo, Albon, Magnussen, Ocon, Oscar Piastri, Gasly, Perez, Fernando Alonso, Tsunoda, and Zhou Guanyu.
Now, the standard strategy here does tell us to start on the softs and go onto the mediums. But I decide, you know what, I have okay race pace here. So I'm going to start on the mediums even, and then go onto the softs at the end to try and have one last push. So that is the plan. Hopefully it does work out for us. And as you can actually see there behind us, Albon actually also going onto the mediums there. But as we come to 5 red lights, since lights out, I know where we go here. Very short lights there as we get a poor start there, as you get jumped by Daniel Ricciardo going into turn 1 here. So maybe try and fight back here, going to the Senna S's through turns 1 and 2 as I get back ahead of them, going back into that P10. Albon also moving up into P11 there, so try and maybe look to challenge Lance Stroll here to get stuck on the apex there. Maybe I didn't leave him much room, but you know, we move on. But going into the next corner here, we actually try and make a double dive bomb here on Bottas and Lance Stroll as we move up into P8 here. Now we just have to try and pursue that Mercedes ahead of Lewis Hamilton. But to help us out here, actually, Hulkenberg there locks up, so we do actually gain free position there as we move up into P7, and we're actually right behind Lewis Hamilton now, so maybe looking to overtake him in the next few laps as well. So definitely a good first few laps for us. Hopefully we can proceed to get a few more positions as well. And at the end of lap 5 here now, maybe looking to make a move on Lewis Hamilton, trying to go around the outside of him there, going into turn 1 as he tries to fight back. Stays ahead of us there, so we make a little bit of contact there as we cut the corner going into turn 2. But we do stay with him here, and we do get the DRS because of that slight contact there as we drop back a bit. He also has DRS there from his teammate George Russell, but he has pulled away from them now as we do overtake him there, diving down his inside to move up into P6. But at the end of lap 6 here now, it is Lewis Hamilton's turn to do what I did to him. As we come towards the end of the lap, towards turn 1, he is already gone. I'm guessing draining a lot more battery than we did there. So definitely a shame there as well. But now, lap 7, going on to lap 8, we try again here now as we try and go down round the outside, which goes to the inside here. This time not making contact there, going through the centre S's cleanly there, side by side with Lewis Hamilton, as we do get ahead of him here. Also getting a DRS as well, so another advantage for us to try and maybe pull away from him after overtaking him as well. But we do decide here now to pit on lap 11, a lap later than we were supposed to here, as these mediums didn't actually feel as bad as I thought they would. We were leading the race. I'm not too sure how far down we're going to drop. To be fair, I probably should have just pitted on lap 10 like I should have. But staying out that extra lap, I thought, I felt like it would be fine. The tyres felt fine, but I didn't do that great, to be fair. I did have a few moments there on that lap. As we come out of the pits here now, we do come out literally side by side here with our teammate, fighting for P8 here. So definitely not where we wanted to be. But we do literally just stay ahead of our teammate there, of Alex Albon, and staying out and in P8 there. But he does have a DRS here now, and he's looking to go down that inside, actually going to turn 1, and he's gone here now. I'm just trying to brake late, and he's locked up there. And if I don't know what to say there, actually. He's locked up right in front of us there. We do actually make a little bit of contact there, mainly because he locked up and I just wasn't expecting it. We do get out of it with no damage, but I guess you could say that's an easy position gained, but definitely I wasn't expecting that. It did actually kind of scare me a little bit, as he does drop down to P10, only losing 1 position luckily. But we do hold P8 here now, and with the gaps around us being big enough, we do hold it until the end here now. At the end of lap 18 here, we do come home in P8 to get a few points for the team here, so not too bad. Albon also just staying in the points there in P10, so ultimately not too bad of a result. Both drivers getting points for the team, which could be actually one of our last races here with the Williams team. Obviously with just a handful of races left in the season, a few that I actually look quite like, so who knows what could happen with them. Obviously with the next round being Las Vegas, Logan Sargeant's second home race of the season. Obviously we missed out Kota because I just didn't want to race there this season. Maybe next season, who knows. But yeah, that is going to be it for this video. I do hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.